Hey there folks, Joey DeAngelis here with Silent Film Saturday, episode number 60, Master of the House, Carl Theodor Dreyer's film from 1925. And yeah, let's take a look at the package first. This is from the Criterion Collection. An interesting cover. When I first saw the cover for this, I almost thought, wait a minute, is this a silhouette animated movie? But it's not, it's a regular live action movie, although that would have been interesting. Here's the back. It's 107 minutes long. Special features include an interview with a Dreyer historian and a visual essay by David Bordwell. So, that's the film. Now, Dreyer sounds familiar. He's directed, he did direct The Passion of Joan of Arc and Vampire. Passion of Joan of Arc was one of the early Silent Film Saturday episodes. That was like over 30 episodes ago. And if you remember, I was thoroughly impressed when I revisited The Passion of Joan of Arc, so when I watched this, I was rather excited. I have a weird reaction to this movie. I was expecting it to be more of a melodrama or even comedy because of the way they describe it. They describe it as like the husband is kind of a tyrannical jerk, kind of rules the house, and then they put him in his place. That sounds like the stuff of a comedy, or at least of melodrama. This has the elements of a silent melodrama, except it's not quite there. You see, it's a bit more serious and somber, rather than just, oh, lighthearted and funny. Even though it's got a happy ending, it's not very comedic, or it's not very over the top as you would expect from a silent film. Nobody's really mugging for the camera too much here, and that's kind of what helps and hinders this movie. It's a little slow at places, admittedly. Part of that has to do with the musical score they chose for this release. I did not like it very much, and usually I don't say that about a really high-profile disc. Usually they get a good score, but this score just put me to sleep. You know, but I guess it went well with the film to a certain extent because the characters weren't necessarily melodramatic or over the top, but man, it just kind of wore on me after a while, that score. Wow. Not very compelling stuff. But I will say that the performances are rather interesting because they're not over the top, you know, especially I would think the husband would be really over the top, and it's a little bit in the beginning when he's just like, he's such a jerk telling his wife to, you know, do things and punishing his son and yelling at his mother-in-law or whatever, things like that. But it becomes a more interesting character as the film progresses. What's interesting is that it takes a long time for the actual plot to get in place because the wife in the movie is ill because she works really hard at home. You know, she's like she's the at-home, stay-at-home mom, but she does a lot of work. I'm not trying to say anything bad about stay-at-home moms, but you know, she really puts in what she is. She works hard, you know, is what I'm trying to say here, and that's not appreciated because she isn't the quote-unquote bread earner or the breadwinner. And it's kind of interesting because it's another Dreyer film that I've noticed where it's just like it's women that are being oppressed by men. And Bordwell pointed this out in his visual essay. It's Dreyer's fascination with the oppression of women by men, you know. And now they twist the tables, but at the end of the day, it works out for everybody. Anything else I really have to say about this film? Not really, except I wouldn't really immediately purchase this unless you rent it. Check it out. There's not a lot of bonus features. It's got an essay and like an interview and a visual essay and the movie itself. Movie is okay though. Movie is okay. I liked it for certain reasons, and I like the subtlety in the acting, and oh yeah, and the certain imagery in the film, especially with like the caged bird. You know, because the wife is very much like a caged bird, where she's, you know, she's trapped kind of with this, you know, with this tyrant of a husband. And then you have like the image of like the son standing in the corner as his punishment, and then later in the film you see the father having to do the same action. So that's all I really have to say about this film for now. I'm sorry if my comments are sparse, but you know, I liked it. I can't say I loved it, but I would say if you can find this at your public library or something, or if you have a friend that's obsessed with a Criterion Collection or Dreyer and you want to check this out, borrow it and give it a watch. Next time on Silent Film Saturday, I shall review Pandora's Box, starring Louise Brooks. I'll see you all next time.